Today, we're diving into one of the most profound mysteries of human experience. What happens when a spirit leaves a person's body? This question spans across cultures, religions, and centuries, touching on ideas about the soul, afterlife, and the journey of the spirit. Whether you're here out of curiosity, spiritual exploration, or a search for comfort, we hope to offer some valuable insights and unique perspectives that make this video truly special for you. If you find this content thought-provoking, please consider subscribing. Your support means the world to us, helping us create more content that explores life's biggest questions. Understanding what happens when the spirit leaves the body requires insight into what the spirit or soul means across different cultures and belief systems. Ancient Egyptian belief. In ancient Egypt, the concept of the soul was complex, including various elements such as the Ka, life force, and Ba, personality. When a person died, the Ka would leave the body and join the gods in the afterlife, but only if certain rituals were performed. Egyptians believed that the soul would live eternally in the afterlife if it passed the judgment of Osiris, the god of the dead. Hindu and Buddhist perspectives on the Atman. In Hinduism, the Atman is seen as the eternal soul, distinct from the physical body. It undergoes cycles of reincarnation, rebirths dictated by karma, until reaching moksha or liberation. Buddhism, while somewhat similar, has a more complex view, where no permanent soul exists, but rather a continuing stream of consciousness that transmigrates until nirvana, enlightenment, is achieved. Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. These religions view the soul as immortal and unique to each individual. In Christianity, the soul is believed to either ascend to heaven or descend to hell based on faith and actions during life. In Islam, a similar judgment occurs, where the soul is granted paradise or punishment. Judaism, while less detailed about the afterlife, has various beliefs including resurrection, where the soul is rewarded or punished based on its earthly life. Scientific skepticism. Unlike spiritual views, science approaches consciousness as a product of brain activity. Modern neuroscience suggests that what we consider the self may arise from complex neural interactions, though it cannot yet explain why or how consciousness feels subjectively experienced. Without the means to detect or measure the soul, science tends to remain agnostic on this matter, though questions about what consciousness is and how it emerges remain unanswered. The physical process of death is a sequence of events marking the cessation of bodily functions, which may give clues to the perceived departure of the spirit. Cardiac arrest and cessation of brain activity. When the heart stops, blood no longer circulates, starving organs and the brain of oxygen. As brain cells begin to die, consciousness fades, leading to what we call clinical death. After a few minutes without oxygen, brain activity ceases, and permanent death typically ensues. This is the biological understanding of life leaving the body. The death rattle and other physical signs. The death rattle is often the first audible sign of impending death. This sound is caused by the buildup of fluids in the throat, coupled with relaxed muscles that can no longer clear airways. For some, it's seen as the spirit's initial release from the body, a sign of departure into the afterlife. Brain's final moments. Some studies suggest that a surge of brain activity occurs in the final seconds before death. This could explain why some people near death describe a feeling of clarity or a sudden rush of memories. Scientists speculate this may be the brain's attempt to make sense of the dying process, though others believe it represents the spirit's last moment of connection to the physical form. Cultural beliefs and personal accounts often describe the specific moment when the spirit leaves the body as a deeply profound experience. Near-death experiences, NDEs. Those who have experienced NDEs often report sensations of floating above their bodies or moving toward a bright light. Many accounts are similar, with individuals describing a sense of peace, joy, or overwhelming love. These experiences cross cultures and are surprisingly consistent, suggesting that they may reflect a universal aspect of consciousness or spiritual existence. Religious descriptions. In Tibetan Buddhism, the process of dying is meticulously detailed. After the physical body dies, the spirit or consciousness is said to enter an intermediary state called the bardo, where it begins its journey towards rebirth or liberation. In Christianity, some believe that angels escort the soul, helping it transition to its new spiritual existence. These descriptions often offer comfort, suggesting that loved ones or guiding beings accompany the spirit. Scientific theories on OBEs. While spiritual, out-of-body experiences, OBEs, could also stem from brain functions, some scientists propose that they result from neural activity, especially as the brain lacks oxygen and begins to disconnect sensory input. This could create a sense of being separate from the body, yet it doesn't entirely explain why individuals can recall precise details from an outside perspective, sparking further debate. After the spirit leaves, cultural and religious traditions have varied explanations for its journey, often deeply tied to moral codes and beliefs. Reincarnation and karma, Hinduism and Buddhism. In these traditions, karma, or the accumulation of a person's actions and intentions, determines their next life. If they have lived a life of virtue and kindness, they may be reborn into better circumstances, or they may attain enlightenment, freeing them from the cycle of rebirth. This belief provides a moral structure, encouraging personal growth and compassion. Judgment and the afterlife, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Abrahamic religions tend to view the afterlife as a final destination for the soul. In Christianity, it is believed that the soul will be judged and sent to heaven or hell. Islam has similar beliefs, where each person's deeds are weighed and their fate is decided by divine judgment. Judaism, while varied, has views of an afterlife and judgment, but leaves more details open to interpretation. Purgatory and intermediary realms. The Catholic concept of purgatory, a temporary state of purification, allows souls to cleanse before entering heaven. Similarly, Tibetan Buddhism describes stages where the spirit undergoes various experiences before reincarnating or reaching liberation. These beliefs provide a narrative of transition and growth, where the spirit's journey continues after death. Some interpret the spirit as energy that transforms rather than ends, aligning with principles in physics about the conservation of energy. Physics and the soul as energy. The idea that consciousness or the soul could be a form of energy aligns with the law of conservation of energy, which suggests energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. Though unproven scientifically, this concept resonates with those who view the spirit as a form of cosmic or universal energy. Reunification with universal consciousness. Some spiritual thinkers propose that our individual consciousness is part of a larger universal consciousness. In death, the spirit merges back into this universal force, becoming one with all life. This concept is popular in New Age and certain Eastern spiritual practices, where the soul's journey is about reuniting with a larger cosmic force, transcending individuality. Research into NDEs offers a fascinating glimpse into what people experience at the threshold of death, with consistent themes that suggest something more may occur. Out-of-body experiences, OBEs. OBEs often occur during NDEs, where people report floating above their bodies and observing events from an external perspective. Many can describe specific details, conversations, or actions that happened while they were unconscious, which has intrigued scientists and doctors alike. Such experiences challenge conventional understanding and hint at a possible separation of spirit from body. Encounters and visions. Some individuals report seeing deceased loved ones, angels, or spiritual figures who guide or comfort them. These encounters suggest that the spirit may enter a dimension or state where connections with other spirits or guiding forces are possible, offering comfort and guidance. Feelings of peace. Most people who have had an NDE report overwhelming feelings of peace and joy. They often lose any fear of death, suggesting that the experience is transformative, offering a positive outlook on the process of dying. From a psychological angle, scientists explore potential physiological explanations for what might be occurring during near-death experiences and at the time of death. DMT and the brain. Some research suggests that near death, the body may release a surge of DMT, a powerful hallucinogen naturally present in the brain. DMT experiences often resemble NDEs, with vivid colors, sensations of oneness, and encounters with otherworldly beings. This might explain visions or a sense of leaving the body, though it doesn't fully account for detailed observations during OBEs. Effects of oxygen deprivation. Another theory suggests that as the brain lacks oxygen, it begins to shut down, which could create the tunnel of light effect often reported in NDEs. However, while these explanations may account for some sensations, they don't explain why people recall external events with accuracy or experience encounters with familiar figures. The idea of the spirit leaving the body has profound implications for those grieving loved ones, often bringing solace through spiritual beliefs. Signs and afterlife communication. Many people report experiencing signs or messages from departed loved ones, such as dreams, symbolic occurrences, or even unexplained phenomena. These experiences are often interpreted as communications from the spirit, helping those left behind to feel a continued bond with their loved one. Rituals to honor departed spirits. Cultures around the world have developed rituals to honor the spirit's departure. These practices can help ease the journey, showing reverence for the departed soul. They also bring closure to those mourning, serving as a symbolic farewell to the spirit. Ultimately, the question of what happens when the spirit leaves the body remains open to interpretation, inviting both scientific inquiry and spiritual belief. Scientific limitations. Science currently lacks the tools to measure or observe consciousness independent of the brain. While advances in neuroscience are exploring the nature of consciousness, the existence and journey of the soul remain outside its current reach. The role of mysticism and personal belief. For many, the idea of a spirit's journey is personal, shaped by faith, cultural beliefs, and personal experiences. Mystical interpretations allow people to find comfort in the unknown, suggesting that life's mysteries are part of a larger design or purpose that remains unknowable but profoundly meaningful. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of one of life's biggest mysteries. The journey of the spirit after it leaves the body is a topic that has fascinated humanity for centuries, and we hope this video has provided some insight and perspective. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to our channel. It's a small act that makes a big difference to us. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and remember that some mysteries are meant to be embraced, even if they're never fully understood.